Next 3 coming through. All right, easy now, easy. Steady now, keep moving. Walk on, easy.
From the sunny pastures of the early morning, the first steps of the new shift began to appear. Lines of workers in light blue uniforms, dark blue trousers, white hard hats and thick white gloves slowly moved towards the gate, blending in with the light sand and the shadows of camels of sand gold, cream and light beige colors. Under the soft morning sunlight, their evenly tanned skin reflected a warm hue, blending with the sound of the wind, the distant sound of generators and the deep breathing and heavy footsteps of the camels waiting to be brought into the modern processing area. The large iron gate opened with a soft creak of hinges, and the group of workers held the ropes tightly, leading each group of camels across the boundary between the sand and the factory area. The sand gold camel hair, in harmony from one camel to the next, moved evenly on the clean concrete floor, while the shadows of blue shirts, white hard hats and white gloves moved rhythmically beside them. The natural sounds of sand and wind gradually give way to the echo of hoofs on concrete, the sound of ventilation fans, the sound of compressors, all blending together to create a feeling of transition from an open-air farm to a tightly controlled, closed-loop industrial system. Under the metal canopy of the reception area, natural light is mixed with cold white lights, shining evenly on the dark skin of the workers and the sandy yellow fur of the camels. One by one, they are led up the slope. Not hurriedly, not chaotically, as if they are used to the same daily routine. White-gloved hands gently tighten the rope, adjust the steps, and keep a safe distance for both people and animals. The sound of hoofs stomping on the non-slip surface. The sound of the steel frame vibrating gently. The sound of air conditioners and fans running smoothly. All are very clear but not harsh. Like the background music of industrial operation running continuously, inside the wide corridor. The epoxy floor is clean and shiny. The walls are bright and the ceiling light system spreads light evenly throughout. The herd of sand gold camels still moved forward in a line. Always accompanied by light blue shirts and dark blue pants keeping pace. Before entering the waiting area, they passed through the air vent area, where the airflow was filtered and regulated. Here, the sound of the wind blowing. The sound of sliding doors opening and closing. The sound of the air filter fan mixed with the sound of the compressor to form a deep, continuous layer of sound. The workers still did their familiar movements, holding the rope. Reassuring. Opening and closing each door latch. Checking each steel cage frame. Finally, in the camel holding space inside the factory, everything became more stable. The herd of camels with the same sand gold coat color stood still in each stainless steel cage. Rows of workers in identical uniforms stood along the corridor for a final check. The cold white light evenly covered each tanned face. Each camel's hair. No detail was too bright or too dark. The only remaining sounds were the sounds of machines running in the background. The sound of hooves moving slightly. The sound of the cage partitions lightly clicking. From the sand to the heart of the factory. The journey of the camel into the modern assembly line takes place in a synchronization of costumes. Lights, sounds and movements, preparing for the industrial processing stages behind, where everything is operated by process rather than by chance, and when the receiving process is complete. The workers in light blue uniforms continue to move along the long stainless steel corridor, checking the entire system before the line operates. The cold white light reflects on the white gloves and safety helmets, creating a visual unity from the line of people to the metal equipment running along both sides. The camels with the same sand yellow fur color stand still in each waiting cell, breathing gently, creating a thin smoke under the low temperature of the processing area. The space is now almost completely separated from the soft sand outside. Instead of the sound of the desert wind, there is the sound of pressure fans, the vibration of the air. filtration system and the light sound of metal colliding during the equipment inspection process. White-gloved hands touch every bolt, every door, every intersection between the steel frame and the epoxy floor, ensuring everything is safe and complete. The camels keep a slow, steady pace, in line with how the modern system is designed to operate smoothly. Indicators are constantly displayed on touch screens mounted along the walkway. Temperature, humidity, air pressure, airflow, all must be at the correct threshold. Workers check each parameter, operating gently but firmly, the same gestures from each person, creating a near absolute synchronization. The shiny wire mesh cages reflect the sandy yellow color of the camels, blending with the white lights to create a consistent color scheme, not shifting. From one scene to the next, when the ready signal is turned on, the lights along the walkway switch to a high brightness level, creating a clear white line leading straight to the main processing area. Workers line up, each holding the correct position. White gloves holding the leash firmly, gently leading each camel out of the waiting cell. The sound of the camel's hooves on the hard epoxy floor became deep and solid, blending with the distant sound of the engine. Each movement was regular and synchronized, as if it had been rehearsed in advance. That short stretch of road was like a bridge connecting two worlds, the natural world of sun, wind and sand out there, and the artificial world of steel, glass and industrial lines. Every movement, from worker to camel, took place in the same light, the same color, the same rhythm of sound. Creating a sense of continuity and seamlessness. When the large door of the processing area opened, cold air from the cooler poured out, blowing a thin layer of mist over the sandy yellow fur of the camels and the blue uniforms of the workers, further highlighting the uniformity of light and color tone. And then, in the bright white light of the processing area ahead, everything is ready: modern assembly lines, automated control systems, and workers who maintain their demeanor, uniforms, and focus as the final links before the actual production begins. From here, the camel's transformation journey in the modern factory will be captured in a seamless industrial rhythm, where each frame retains the same sense of unity as the beginning, from desert to factory, from nature to technology.